Hey guys, it's Alex once again with some more free drum beats and things. It's a continuation from my sort of beginner series, and today we're going to look at it's like an alternative way of playing sort of your standard, 4/4 rock beat. This has got kind of an indie vibe or a dance vibe, in that we're going to have the bass drum playing at the same time as the snare drum as well. And we're not. It's going to be almost a linear sort of pattern. So we're not going to be playing the sort of stand with the right hand, playing eighth notes or quarter notes. Well, they're going to be playing eighth notes, but we'll only be playing sort of in between the bass drums and the snare drums, so that gives it quite an interesting sound. And then I'll just go on and we'll just separate the hands a little bit, just to sort of break it down, and I'll show you how you can orchestrate it around the kit a little bit and make it sound quite interesting as well. So I won't talk anymore, I'll just play some drums. Whew. Right. Okay, so to give this one a go, so far we've looked at playing the drum, I'll just show you the basic beats, like this. Or we've been playing it where you're playing quarter notes like that. Okay, but this time what we're going to do, it's going to have the exact same sort of pulse, but it's going to change the feel slightly. Okay, and a lot of bands are using this now, especially like, it's had a lot of sort of like house, disco, indie, sort of, I don't know, it's got a good sort of like dance vibe to it. So I think the Killers will use it a fair bit, like block party and stuff like that. Definitely worth learning. It's an alternative way, so it works out the coordination, and we can start moving it around the kit. So here we go. So what we're playing is this. So I chucked in a few variations there, but the sort of core of the beat is basically kick on its own, hi-hat on its own, then you do the kick and the snare together. To try not to flam it, make sure it's just one sounding note. And then after that we're going to put the hi-hat. Okay, so you end up getting this kick, tick, together, tick. If you play that over and over again, it'll take a little while to find the feel of it and the flow of it. Once you do, just sort of start feeling it. Just kind of let everything evolve around your bass drum. Your bass drum is going to be the one that's pushing it forward, so you should hear that sounding beat. I'd either approach it one of two ways. I'd get you play this, and all you've got to do is add the snare drum on every other bass drum, so you're not getting this. If you find that a bit of a struggle, another way to approach it would be to just literally think to yourself, okay, kick, tick, together, tick, kick, tick, together, tick, kick, tick, together, and you start getting the hang of it like that. Okay, now like some of the other videos, don't think you have to just play this, just use your hi-hat. Sounds quite cool on the Bell of the Bride. Or you can use the floor tom as well. I'll give you a quick example. So I'll just start on the hi-hat and I'll move it around a bit, just so you can hear what it's going to sound like, and you can pick and choose which one you prefer. So here we go. Okay, time to fast. Around the kit, and you can sort of create little patterns or like little ostinatos, like repeated little phrases that you can play with your right hand. So what sounds quite nice is if you just move. I quite like moving my hi-hat, so you've got, over a bar you'll be playing four hi-hat strokes, okay, or 4 right-handed strokes. I like to start there, go to there, then go to the floor tom, then back to the hi-hat, and that'll sound like this. Use it like a little fill, it's an alternative, but you're not actually changing the pattern of what you're doing. It still requires the same coordination. All you're doing is just moving that note around the kit. There you go. introducing the left hand, so we're actually going to separate the notes. And if we count it, we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And on the and of 4, we're going to turn that and into 2/16 notes, and we're just going to either play it. This is where you've got a choice again. You can either do 2 right hands, or you can bring your left hand up and do like that. So you get this. I'll do 2 rounds. First time I do it with just a double tap with the right hand, and the second time I actually prefer doing it the second way round, where you bring your left hand up and get 2 notes out by going right left. So here we go. So you've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now the reason, don't sort of start off by picking one, but you know, work on both. But the reason why I like doing the right left on that part is once you're happy with playing it like that, obviously you can move those. You can play, you know, right left on all of them. Stuff like that, just to get a few more notes in there. Well, once you're quite comfortable with that, then you can start separating your hands and chucking those notes in, and then moving that little left-right pattern at the end, so it'll be on the beat 4, so the and up 4, and I'll show you what you can do with those. So it sounds quite nice when you don't bring your left hand up to the hi-hat, just keep it on the snare drum, so you get. Combine that pattern I was doing, and then on the 4th one I'm just doing that little right left I'm chucking in there, but I'm playing it on the high tom followed by and then the hi-hat to get this. So you can start playing, because you've got the notes jumping out at random times, that creates the illusion of sounding a little bit more tricky than it actually is. So it's a great little beat to get, and like I said, if you're playing any of these beats, you can then quickly switch from one of those into this one. It will change the feel, give it more of a sort of like pushing, you know, the rhythm forward. So you've got, yeah, I'll show you. One other thing. Once you've got, because you're just doing this the whole time, if you get your left foot to copy that, so you do this with your feet, and then stick to exactly what you were doing, you get that sort of classic spats. I'll show you. I can't do it. Now to we go. So I'll just I'll start off with just the bass drum going, and then you'll just see my left leg is just going to follow it. So my feet are going to be doing that the whole way through. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. I'm playing sort of like heel up on my right foot. On my left foot, I'm just almost lifting my toe, so it's not quite as obvious. Try not to lose contact between my left foot, and the pedal, because as soon as you lose contact, you lose control. Okay, so here we go. Going the whole way through, and you're not going to go wrong. Okay, and that beat makes people dance, and it can change the sound and flow of any groove you're doing. All right. So I hope that helps. It's just another way of playing a basic beat, but it's a good little exercise. Gets your hand playing on the upbeat. It's just a slightly different vibe. So yeah, for all those of you that have subscribed so far, thanks so much. If you're watching this for the first time, you should definitely subscribe. I'm chucking out videos every week, and if you're a beginner, feel free to ask any questions, get in contact with me, and I'll send you the sheet music for it and anything like that. I'd be happy to answer any questions you have. Alright, so if you enjoyed it, smack the like button as well. I'm Alex, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.